players anyway, bots, so it's like, what's the difference? I mean, Epic's just following suit with the player base, if anything.
The bots. Fortnite isn't exactly upfront about their presence, and those casual players being encouraged by the easy victories likely aren't even aware of their existence. To them, they're just doing better at the game now. Now, many people might not have a problem with that. I mean, what they don't know won't hurt them, right? But I do feel, personally, that this is something of a grey area. And in a monetized game that relies on engagement to keep players invested, involved, and subsequently spending money, I have a bit of a problem with that. We'll talk more about engagement in a moment, but first, let's look at a slightly more dishonest game, one that really rubs me the wrong way, the piece of shit mobile dross that is Mario Kart Tour.
Is it that bad?
Mario Kart Tour is worse than Fortnite when it comes to dressing bots up in human clothing. You see, Mario Kart Tour doesn't have an online mode at all, not yet. While one is planned in a future update, the current game simply pretends that every race you have is online. Every racer has a distinct username, some of them written in other languages to falsify a worldwide player base. Not once during the game does Mario Kart Tour itself tell you that, hey, you might think you keep winning races against other players, but you're not. It's a sham.
What if they actually release the online multiplayer, but it's actually just not online multiplayer? Like, they're like, alright guys, it's finally out. And then they're like, okay, cool, I can play against everybody. And they just change the bot names. I don't know why, I just think like that, it's so funny. I hope they do that, actually, I do.
Fucking lie. Just
hilarious.
like Fortnite, this has a distinct impact on the way someone could interact with the game. I personally played it far longer than I might otherwise have done because I didn't know it was all fake. I thought I was doing pretty well at the game and winning felt pretty decent, so I kept doing it. At least until it was obvious that the game was total bullshit. Just try playing it with the fuck-awful motion controls that don't work. You'll still get into first place despite bashing into walls all the bloody time. If you don't know that it's all pretend times, you think you're winning, and if you think you're winning, you'll feel encouraged to keep playing. Let it ride, as they say. And the more you play, the more you're entrenched in that game's economy. And the more entrenched in the economy you are, the more tempted you may be to spend cash on it. Making this even more insidious is the fact that many of the bots use premium characters and unlockable cosmetics found in Mario Kart Tour's gamblerific loot boxes. Premium skins in games create a haves and have-nots economy. Players wearing them demonstrate to other players that spending money on the game is fashionable, socially acceptable, the normal way to play.
So they have like basically, it's basically like, what is this, like the Stepford Wives or something like this? Like you program in bots with all the best cosmetics to make the normal people feel bad? Holy shit. I mean, that's really, the shamelessness of that is impressive. Like I really, there are sometimes whenever I see something like that, and I'm not even mad about it because I'm so impressed that someone would be shameless enough to do that in the first place. It's really impressive to me. It's great.
Something game developers deliberately do. Create a system where premium skins are status indicators and the default skins are to be looked down upon and mocked. Not only does Mario Kart Tour falsify a sense of success and player investment, it also lies about the popularity of its own microtransactions in doing so. Any game using secret bots that wear or use premium items is actively bullshitting about the desirability of its own merchandise, and that fucking sucks.
I never even thought of it like that.
It's the modern equivalent to that stereotypical old-timey scam of the snake oil merchant having a plant in the gathered crowd, pretending to be an average customer and testifying to the product's success. And ultimately,
so I don't know if you guys know like what that is, right? I'm not sure if people like know that analogy. People like back in like the fucking old Western days, there'd be some guy that comes into town and, you know, he's got some magic beans that you're supposed to eat, and it'll cure you of, it'll make you be able to walk if you're crippled. So, you know, there's like some random guy and he's like, you know, giving out his pitch, and then some guy is like, does anybody want to try it who's crippled? And some guy comes forward who's in a wheelchair, and the guy who comes forward is actually in leagues with the guy that's selling the fucking beans. He eats the beans, he stands up, and then more people buy the beans. It's pretty simple. So yeah, this is basically the exact same fucking thing.
Ultimately, all this comes down to that word I mentioned earlier, engagement. Mainstream video games aren't about entertainment anymore. If they were, more AAA video games would have actual content in them at launch. No, they're about engagement. And there is a distinct difference. Engagement has become one of the most important factors in modern media. It's become prioritized over actual enjoyment because it renders any interaction with a piece of media down to numbers on a page regardless of context. Whether someone is having fun or just repeatedly doing chores in a game doesn't matter. Only the interaction.
Yeah,
on YouTube, engagement is measured not just by views, but by comments and the like and dislike bar. Whether those comments are positive or negative doesn't matter. It only matters that there are comments. To the point where many commenters are trying to support their favourite channels by just leaving comments saying, I have nothing to say, this is just for the engagement.
That's why I've said before, like, if you don't like a video, don't watch the video. Don't dislike it, don't like it, don't comment on fuck you, because all of those things increase the engagement and it makes the algorithm for YouTube think, oh wow, people keep interacting with this video, better show it to everyone. And that's what happens. So if you don't like a video for whatever fucking reason, you need to make sure that you just ignore the video. That is the smartest and best thing to do. Ignore the fucking video. That's obvious? No, it's not obvious. Why would it be obvious that disliking a video would make it show up more often? Like, how is that obvious to anyone? This is not obvious at all. It's completely counterintuitive. But that's the way the Google algorithm works.
Whether the video has more likes than dislikes doesn't matter. The algorithm treats them as identical. Groups that come together to mass dislike a video they hate actually only help those videos.
Yep.
The almighty algorithm doesn't care whether you like or dislike
That's
something.
how my videos get so many views.
The algorithm only cares.
That's how I get so many views.
This is why
because like there are probably less people that like me than like maybe some other people on YouTube, right? But if you combine the amount of people that like me and the amount of people that hate me, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. And so even if they watch my videos, like you can go and look at this anywhere. Like I'll go ahead and I'll pull this up. Asmongold reacts. Let's see here. Asmongold reacts to Worst BlizzCon. Where's something good here? Let's see. Troll by Weebs video. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's see here. This is Asmongold returns. And I'll go all the way down here. We'll read the comments here. And people will be no doubtedly talking shit. No doubtedly talking shit in the comments. And like all of these people are actually promoting these videos because they keep commenting, man, I don't know how do I get this off of my timeline, man? I fucking hate Asmongold. I hate him. Why is there anybody else that's getting these videos always in your timeline? I hate this guy. And then other people, new Bellier video, I get it, man. Found no hate comments. Well, I mean, the thing is with this is it's like a gameplay thing, right? It depends on the type of video. Asmongold, that's not really a hate video. How does this guy have a life? Jeez. Imagine being upset about something being made easy, not to grind out a raid clear. Let's see here. There's plenty more of them. Freaking Spurgs understanding this is a small celebration of some raid bosses. I think it's nicely done. Yeah, so there are hate comments. You've just got to scroll all the way down here. You know what I mean? This is ridiculous. Listen, guys. There's plenty of hate comments. I've read many of them. Neil vs. Babyface, a new China law that helps kids. Who gives a shit?
Those fucking auto-playing videos have become so popular on websites now. Because whether you pay attention or not to those videos is immaterial. You're just there as a number.
That's right.
Watch it, don't watch it.
You're
so
just
long as
a
it
number.
played on your browser, that's what made it a success. And how fucking soulless is that? This isn't exactly a new phenomenon either, since television ratings have boiled down audience responses to cold hard numbers for decades. Indeed, it was parodied years ago on the BBC sketch show That Mitchell and Webb Look.
Yep.
You know, that show that everyone remembers because of the baddies.
Are we the baddies?
skit.
So it's coverage of idiots behaving idiotically for an audience of idiots.
Not just an audience of idiots. There'll be a lot of other people who flatter themselves they're watching with a sense of irony and in some way haven't been taken in.
And remind me, How do these ironic non-idiots show up in the ratings?
They show up the same, my friend. They show up just the same.
So it goes for Fortnite, Mario Kart Tour, any other game, making it easier for players to keep engaging with their products. It doesn't matter if you're good at these games, if you're even playing them with any sense of skill or enjoyment, if you're playing it out of habit or addiction or genuine fun. You show up exactly the same, and so long as you're engaged, so long as you keep going back to the routine, that's all games need. This is why so many games have daily login bonuses. Why there are
daily login bonuses. Oh, is there a game that we can think of that has daily login bonuses? I don't know. It might be a couple that's doesn't Fortnite have that, or ESO. Actually, like, yeah, every game has that now. It's not even like I can't make a joke about WoW. Because, like, every game has daily login bonuses. Like, WoW, like, Classic is, like, one of the only games that doesn't. It's insane. Oh, SRS doesn't? Yeah, because it was built before these games became popular.
Perpetual repetitive events, why they feature so much grinding, why there's so much farming and crafting and resource collecting and monotonous bullshit. It's why even when you pay for things like XP and currency boosters to skip the grind, you're still encouraged to keep playing because those boosters often have expiry dates and you need to maximize your investment by playing as much as you can until the time limit on those boosters is up.
And then you buy another one.
How nefarious is that? None of it's designed primarily to entertain you, it's designed to encourage compulsive habitual play. You may get shallow endorphin rushes from positive feedback in these games, but the content is so repetitive and threadbare you're playing it out of sheer routine. The industry has a term for this cynical game design: hook, habit, hobby. This isn't me just guessing at the industry's motives. They have names for this shit. In our quote from Carolyn Petit, she said she didn't know what the bots in Fortnite are meant to accomplish. It's easier to understand their goal when you remember one simple thing. They're not in the game for our benefit, they are in the game for Epic's benefit. Whenever something is implemented in a game that doesn't make much sense, especially when it fundamentally changes the game, the way that bots have in Fortnite,
I think that's actually a really good way to say it. Have store mounts or any of these things made the game better in WoW? No, not really. Like, maybe the presence of those mounts would make the game better, but the distribution method, no. Same with a lot of the other, bonus items and stuff like that they have. It's not about making the game better, it's about making the company more money. And whenever game design decisions are made based off of how can this make the company the most amount of money, it's a bad path to go down.
It's always worth asking what the corporation behind said game is getting out of it. The answer for Epic is simple. It's getting engagement. It's encouraging casual players to keep playing, and even experienced players are getting a basic, if very hollow, rush from increasingly impressive kill streaks. And whether you know your victory is hollow or not, you're a number that shows up to Epic exactly the same. You're engaged, and that's all that matters. If content is king, engagement is the emperor. And more, the emperor is seizing the king's land. Because engagement, as we've said, is all that matters. I mean, you go on Netflix and see how many times it skips the credits at the end, even if there's really good music that really fits the episode. And you've got to scrabble to stop it. And they've reduced the time it takes that you've got to scrabble and stop it.
I didn't know how that works.
And they're even talking about playing content now at 1.5 speed. Because they want you to just get through this stuff. Just consume and consume and consume. Don't think about what you're consuming. Don't enjoy what you're consuming.
Does that actually happen? I don't even know that.
Just indulge. Just take it all in. Because there's always more content to get to.
What the fuck?
It's so disposable now. I mean, look how...
Wait, so the Zoomers are zooming at 1.5 speed now to watch shows? What the fuck? Dude, this is crazy. What the hell is going on, man? What are the kids into nowadays? It's scary. Their engagement, yeah, they're literally Zoomers now.
important Game of Thrones was for 10 years. And then the final season happened earlier this year, and now everyone's just stopped. Just stopped. Because we don't have a chance to truly absorb the content, just engage with it, just rant about it on social media for like a day, and then move on to the next content for like a day.
You've got to complain about that now.
There's always more, and it never stops. Actual content, real entertainment has become more and more disposable, and I realise I've gone from talking about bots to something completely different. In fact, there's probably a whole other video we can do on the topic of just how disposable entertainment has become.
Well, yeah,
and has been slowly becoming over years.
It's because there's no fucking checks for entertainment now. Anybody can come out and do entertainment. Like Twitch, like there's no wall like preventing me from like streaming. But for example, right? I mean, as long as I have my channel that I can do things on, I can stream and do whatever the fuck I want. So there's not like a filter for people that are like really bad at entertaining or stupid or annoying or something like that. Those people, they're just going to do what they're going to do. And nowadays, there's nothing that really kind of distinguishes like good content from bad content. And so that's obviously why we have this shit happen.
It is quite sad, but then who am I to talk? Within 24 hours, you will all have forgotten that this video even exists. And so will I. So will everyone.
Sad. Very sad.
Thank God for me.
My name is Ninjas, the bad ninjas. How I use my sword, how it singes.
I'm Zitsuland.
Dude. What the fuck is that? I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I just in general, like, yeah, he did the thing, exactly. He'll make another one. Well, no, it's just like in general, like microtransactions and like the, like having bots in the store, or sorry, bots in games that are using the premium skins in order to create like an artificial idea of there being demand for the skins and show people that, oh wow, this is the culture of playing the game and you're wearing these skins, etc. Like, obviously that kind of stuff is complete fucking cancer. There's nothing good about that at all. Look at this right here. Already. Literally 20 minutes ago, man. 20 fucking minutes ago, I've already got a video up right now. Wow. Who even who commented on this? I'm actually curious. Who comments on this video? Man, Asmon's always moving his jaw and touching it. No, I don't. First, who's? Asmongold is really living a classic experience. Every single video you can see his characters being carried through dungeons 24/7. Go back to retail. See? David Robe. Asmongold is a crap player. Worst of them all. People watch him because he's entertaining, not good. That's true. That's very true. I focus my time on being entertaining and not good at the game. That's 100% true. But no, listen. This is, so David Rabe right here is actually helping he's helping my analytics. He's promoting this video by complaining and talking shit. This is exactly what he was talking about. Thank you, David. Thank you so much. The fuck? The fuck? Oh, right. My thing's broken. Okay, never mind. Anyway, so yeah, people that get mad... shit. People that get mad about that kind of stuff are just idiots. Right? I mean, obviously, I'm gonna do whatever is gonna be best for making my stream entertaining. You know, like people, you know, I don't know why that's even a conversation, but some people don't really want to admit that or accept that or whatever. No, Bell, you're a new video watching? Yeah, I know that, man. I'll take a look at it. Watch the video so they post it again. I'll see it here. Yeah, this literally just came out like 28 minutes ago. This is going to be probably my earliest reaction that I ever did. Usually I have to watch the videos off stream and then I watch them again on stream so I know what to say and how to react to them. But unfortunately, we're just going to have to do this one live. Yeah, big surprise, guys. That's how it works. Everything's scripted.
Expansion. I mean, sure, the art's pretty, but what do you actually do in it? Well, with Covenants being a little bit ambiguous and there being no clear super big features from the trailer initially, many people just thought, dungeons, raids, what else? What's going on?
Yeah.
That's a fair question, and today we're going to go through the endgame experience of Shadowlands as best as we can, and that's an experience that you should play with your gorgeous looking pin. Our first production run is this month's Patreon, and of course that's in addition to the regularly scheduled Demon Hunter set. So there's that, a massive thank you to them for the support, and let's get into the video. The natural starting point is Covenants, as they are, as the developers have put it, a build-around feature, i.e. they are something that really centers the expansion. There's going to be a lot of gameplay and a lot of progression in them, but Blizzard have been...
Are you guys interested by the Covenant stuff? Let me just ask like a straight-up question. Are you guys interested by the Covenant stuff or what? Yes or no? About 50-50 or so? I don't know, like it doesn't like fill me with joy. I feel like, yeah, it could be cool or not. I don't know, I just don't really, it's not super exciting, personally.
I'd say fairly non-committal. Clearly, I think they've been burnt a little bit too much by speaking early about things in the past. Now, what we do know is that your initial choice is going to give you your class ability and a Covenant utility ability, but past that, you're going to have both gameplay and cosmetic progression. So, we'll cover Soulbinds first. They are the new endgame progression system of Shadowlands, and the way this works is that each Covenant has multiple to select from, and you'll be able to swap between them at will, just like, say, talents. Now, you level them up
takes a lot of
using
investment to do that.
Ian even poked fun at anima power, but his point there was that it will have a weekly cap. Yeah, it's not going to be a literally infinite grind that is balanced by diminishing returns that, according to the developers, challenge the top-end players to really push it. I mean, hell, from my casual perspective, it, you know, it kind of made like playing feel a little bit pointless in light of the catch-up, so it's good they're changing that. Instead, anima is going to work a little bit more like Valor points, meaning that...
That's good. Like, I feel like that's totally good, because if you finish, I just want to be able to finish something in the game. That's all I want. I just want to be able to finish something. Like, not where I'm just playing the game infinitely for forever for no fucking reason. I just want to be able to finish something. And if they can allow me to do that, I'll be happy. I just wish that was the case.
There is going to be a weekly cap. Now, I assume that you just get anima from multiple sources across the world, so, you know, probably world content, dungeons, raids, Torghast, PvP, that stuff. So realistically, you're likely just going to select your first soulbind and then work to level it up. Now, there are multiple soulbinds available, but you can only have one active at a time, and this does mean that progressing through the other soulbinds is something you can do, but it is going to be a form of horizontal progression, i.e. it will just give you more options. Now, the actual soulbinds themselves, they are talent trees that have conduit slots. Now, these conduits are socketable items that Blizzard described as being consumable, not being an essence-like library. Instead...
Wait a minute. Isn't that just like the relics in Legion? I feel like if they're socketable things that are consumable, that's just like a fucking relic. Yeah, I mean, how's it different than AP? Well, it's different than AP in a very simple way. AP is infinite, and the amount of these that are available is not infinite. That's what makes it different. So I would consider that as like the main difference between the two different systems. Now, I do prefer to have a system where you do have like a degree of being able to finish and be done with what you're doing, rather than just, you know, like infinitely farming things out until you just kind of get bored of it, or you just realize that you're wasting your time. So overall, like, I would consider those types of things, like, it's kind of annoying, but it's also just kind of the way it goes at the same time. You gonna do Epic Mount Quest on stream? Yeah, I am.
Being items like these 7.3 relics. Now, this does mean that collecting conduits is likely going to be a very important part of your endgame. I mean, just how important we don't really know yet, and overall, I think it's a bad idea. I think that swapping between soulbinds really seems to embrace player customization, but the consumable nature of the conduits kind of punishes that. I mean, gems are consumable in order to preserve the value of jewel crafting, and that keeps the economy balanced. Now, this kind of implies that making conduits a consumable is really more about keeping the game's time economy balanced, which is maybe a bit problematic. Personally, I'd rather they were just hard to get and hard to upgrade, but were in essence like library system. But anyway, let's move on. Now, these conduits are socketable items the Blizzard... kind of implies that making conduits a consumable is really more about keeping the game's time economy balanced, which is
I hate whenever I click this. Okay, yeah, I fucking clicked. I clicked. I forgot where I clicked it at. But here's the thing, right? Is like, yeah, I think the conduits would probably be better if you were able to just go between them and earn all 4 of them and then just swap between them more dynamically, but maybe not. I mean, I don't know, like whenever you have like a change or like something like this where the player has to choose what's like best for them, I just worry about, like in WoW, every time that happens, what that ends up actually looking like for the player is there basically being 1 or 2 choices that are like the obvious decisions to make, and then everything else is just fucking garbage. And it's like if you don't pick this one thing that gives you a 1% bonus, then you're just an idiot who's wasting their time.
Personally, I'd rather they were just hard to get and hard to upgrade, but were in essence like library system. But anyway, let's move on. So, Covenants also have visual progression. First up, you've got your Covenant armor set. Now, we don't know if these are going to have visual upgrades or different versions, but right now, we know that each Covenant has an armor set for, like, each armor type. Past that, though, you're also going to have a customizable cloak. Now, I say cloak, but it's really a backslot, and you can do a whole bunch with them, and Blizzard, like, what they showed off looked really cool. I've got to imagine you'll have, like, more tints and options be unlockable over time, and that'll just be through completing a wide range of content. Indeed, this probably sounds familiar. Blizzard have said that this and the mount color unlocks of the Covenants are inspired by the artifact weapon variant and tint collection of Legion, which I think is a fantastic idea, fantastic system.
I would consider that as a good thing too.
Exactly what I want to see more of in World of Warcraft. I think freed up from an infinite AP grind and with, well, I guess more sensible like itemization, that pursuing things like that would actually drive a lot of gameplay and engagement in the game.
Well, cosmetic progression work is really important.
Of Covenants. So let's get on to that. Shadowlands has 4 Covenants, and while you can change Covenants after you've committed to one, Blizzard have indicated that there will be a cost in doing so, such that you won't do it regularly. Now, given the faster 1 through 50 leveling of the Shadowlands expansion, it seems like Blizzard intend for you to roll a whole bunch of alts. So basically that means you've got 4 Covenants worth of armor, backslot customization, soulbind progression, mount progression, and any other forms of progression that Blizzard add to the Covenants.
That's cool, right? But again, I just feel like these are Covenants are just like, I don't know, like really, really complicated reputations. And, like, that's cool, I guess, but it's nothing that I would really, you know, freak out about. It just seems cool.
That's actually quite a lot, and if the game truly is free from the anti-alt mechanics of Legion and BFA, then I think there will be a lot of gameplay. And then as a quick sidebar, thinking about the anima being described as being similar to Valor points and that, like, they have a cap, I've got to wonder if we'll see a Miss of Pandaria-like boost for our, like, alts in terms of anima points once the main is capped. So that's a thought. But anyway, that is our Covenant progression. What else is going to be there? Well, Torghast is going to be very important, right? It is Blizzard's new roguelite-inspired endless 1 through 4 player dungeon. Now, it's going to have layouts that will change, enemies and buffs can change over the weeks, and each run is going to end up giving you just, like, different sets of bonus choices. I mean, think of Binding of Isaac or something like that. And
I think this is probably the best. This system has a lot of potential, but it's the main thing that I'm kind of worried about because I just expect it to go wrong. I don't know why. I feel bad about saying that, but I expect Blizzard to fuck this up.
To admit, it seems like a great idea. I mean, okay, it's still a concept, but it seems great. Now, the main reason why you go there is runes. Now, these runes go into your new legendary. We've yet to see a complete breakdown of this system, though, so the idea seems to be that you'll build that legendary up over time through your Torghast progression. Now, Blizzard have said that in terms of loot balancing, it's very whip at the minute, but it's going to be much like Mythic Plus, where you'll probably want to, like, do a good run of it every week, like your Mythic Plus 10. So chances are your first good run will have a really big reward, but then, like, future ones within the same lockout will maybe have some, like, diminishing reward. Hard to tell. Overall, though, if it's not that much different from the Mythic Plus system, then I can see it being successful. Now, that said,
I think it depends on how dynamic it is, right? It's like if you do Torghast and there's like maybe 15 different randomized versions of the floor, then it's going to get boring really fast. But if you actually do have a better randomization system where each 4 is actually different, rather than, oh, well, this 4 has, okay, this is the pack of like 4 melee mobs, 1 caster mob, 2 healer mobs, and then the big mob after you kill that.